Congress and JDS say Hindi is not a national language. Countering Ajay Devgn's tweet, an entire controversy has blown up after leaders of both parties have come out with their own reactions to this entire debate. That's the big story we're tracking for you right now. The language was reignited in the South, and we have seen several comments being made by several leaders, including Kumaraswamy and the actor Ajay Devgn and Sudeep, engaging in a war of words, while Ajay Devgn earlier, remember, had said that Hindi is and will always be the mother tongue and the national language. He has also drawn in sharp criticism from other parties like the JDS who do not feel so well. We had seen Kumaraswamy's comment saying that India is made up of multiple languages. Joining me on the broadcast is my colleague Ajay. Ajay, the Congress party and JDS now coming into the fray of the language debate. We had seen how DK Shivakumar had said that India is made up of multi-languages and not just one language. So it's really igniting the entire controversy right now of whether or not Hindi is the national language and should stay so.
And this is not the first time that these politicians are pouncing into these kind of issue. Even in past, they had backed the regional language. And remember, whenever it comes to water and language, it is quite sensitive issue.
Well, stay with us on the broadcast. HD Kumaraswamy joining us on the broadcast. HD Kumaraswamy, thank you for joining us on the broadcast. Your first comments on this entire controversy of the language debates which have been reignited.
Society, they wanted to pressurize to introduce Hindi language in the country. I don't know who are behind in this, because we don't force anybody. This country is separate kind of a country. This is several cultural activities is there, several languages are there. Why these people unnecessarily bringing again and again in recent days about the introduction of Hindi?
Earlier also you had remarked to Ajay Devgn's comment on when he had said that Hindi is our mother tongue and it's also a national language. Do you think that Hindi, which has been for so long now a national language, is not a national language?
No, it is not necessary. Why you force them, everybody in this country to accept as a national language? Even several people, they wanted to learn several languages of different countries. Whatever they wanted to learn, they will learn on their own. Why you introduce like this? By introducing Hindi as national language, there will be no positive thing will going to occur. Unnecessary disturbance will going to take place in this country. You wanted to destabilize this fundamental system by again and again you are forcing this kind of issues.
Mr. Kumaraswamy,
this is my concern.
Right. Sagiraj, Mr. Kumaraswamy on the broadcast defending his stance here that India is made up of different languages and Hindi should not be just the sole language.
No, not necessary. We are all Indians.
Absolutely, SD Kumaraswamy.
We are all Indians in this country. In this country, different states, they have their own language. They have some sentiment with their languages. For that, why you wanted to disturb those sentiments?
Mr. Kumaraswamy, do you think an attempt is being made here between to divide the nation between North and South? Do you not think for inclusivity that we need one nation, one language as well?
Why you want, from last 75 years, this country is not surviving? Why these people wanted one nation, one language? Why they want it? This country from 75 years, it has not survived without one nation, one language.
Mr. Kumaraswamy,
we are brothers in this country. We are all coordinating themselves.
What do you have to say, Mr. Kumaraswamy, on Amit Shah's comments earlier when he had made those comments about Hindi being made the national language?
Who is he? Who is it to pressurize us? That is our issue. State, they will take their own decision. All the states, different states. Why you introduce? Why it is necessary? I request this Home Minister, several problems we are facing in this country. First, actually, he has to look after that first. Then this language issue, ultimately we can decide. Why they pressurizing this kind of thing? What is the necessary now? Who asked him to introduce Hindi immediately?
Okay. Sir, you were also a producer much before coming to politics. How do you see this kind of politics where Ajay Devgn targeting South Indian movies, stating that if you are trying to dub movies in Hindi, you should also accept that Hindi as a national language? As a former producer much before coming to politics, what is your opinion on this? Yes, this is the reaction of H.D. Kumaraswamy, former Chief Minister of Karnataka, where he went on to say that you should allow people to learn on their own. They should not try to compel or impose people to learn a certain language. And he has also said that every single language in the across the country have its own importance, and the government as well as the film actors should not try to impose one language on one person. So this is the advocate this is the thing which is which Kumaraswamy is advocating when it comes to the language battle which is going on after Ajay Devgn had tweeted on Kicha Sudeep's comment of accepting Hindi as a national language.
Sagira, this is not the first time that the language wars have been reignited. We keep tracking all the latest development. Thank you for joining us this morning.